Hello everyone, and welcome to pros and cons of the video game Assemble with Care on Not Now Mom, I'm Gaming. These are short videos featuring gameplay clips or screenshots so as not to show too much in the spoiler department. Links to this review are in the description below. Let the reviewing begin. Pros. Continuous storyline. I'll admit, before I started playing the game, I thought it was just going to offer up different levels on things to piece together. I didn't know there was an actual storyline to it, and a bit of an emotional one at that. When it did turn out to be a bit of a visual novel and characters came into play, I then thought that maybe each chapter would have us meeting someone new and fixing something for them. But again, it came as a surprise that it kept to two different families and the problems they were kind of facing as a festival would soon be arriving. Fun projects. I enjoyed the variety of items that we got to fix, and one of them we even did without any actual knowledge on how to really piece it together due to being the character that we were. I mean, for the most part, they all seemed a bit easier due to the main character being a fixer of things. But once we were out of the picture, it felt a bit more nerve-wracking, even though we were doing exactly what we'd been doing the whole game. It's interesting how going from one perspective to another can kind of mess with your mind in that sense. But yeah, I like the projects, some were more tedious than others, and that's fine seeing as nobody wants one thing after another to be simple fixes. Great voice acting. The main narrator's voice sounds like the same person that narrated the storyline at Beacon Pines. The fact that we're given multiple characters and they each had their own voice actor was really nice. A lot of these games you just expect silence going in and a quiet read, but that wasn't the case. Everyone did a very good job. Cons. Are we getting paid? Obviously in our first chapter we didn't get paid, but in little doodads from the girl. And then the coffee shop lady didn't have any money because she had to call her sister for funds. So I have to ask, did we get paid for anything we did besides everyone's gratitude? I mean, fixing things is our job, right? It's great to do things for free, but some of the stuff was like a bit more intense than just, changing batteries. Maybe we did get paid, but because that wasn't really the whole point of fixing things, it just wasn't shown, which I can understand that. Instructions a bit lacking. There were some chapters during the game, level 7 specifically, where I just wasn't sure what I was supposed to do in order to piece things back together. At least one of these problems came from the fact that I didn't know that I could remove the connectors. Like, I would pull them away from the area and try to connect them elsewhere, but never pull them far enough away to disconnect them fully. Due to that, I was stupidly confused on how to get the connectors of the bad parts on the Game Boy device, since they were all clearly needed. I took way too much time on that level due to how infuriatingly difficult it was not knowing how to get those things off. Aside from that, the rotation is a bit weird, and I kept clicking too far from the item, making it go back to its original spot instead of in front of me. And at the start where we put the suitcase in front of us, I thought that was supposed to do something. I didn't know that I had to manually do things once it's in front of me until the narrator stated she needed to unlock the latches. It seems such a simple thing to realize, but it's really not for anyone who's not played these kinds of games before. Same artwork. I personally love the artwork for the game. It's simplistic and painterly, but I really wish there was more variety to what we look at. I can understand why some scenes are the same, but for others, I wish there was a bit more variety to how the characters looked. For instance, when the sister was helping with serving customers at the cafe, I wish there was an image to mimic that instead of her in her casual stance like many other moments she appeared before us. Level 7 seems bugged. Okay, so I really like the Game Boy's musical soundtrack, but it would not shut up even when I didn't fix it properly. In fact, I took the damn batteries out to make it stop, and it still sang that little jangle, which drove me absolutely crazy. I backed out of the level and came back in, thinking maybe it was a bug, but it was still the same problem. Once it started, it would keep going till I actually fixed the sound properly. I don't think that's how a console works. I'm pretty sure once you take the batteries out, the sound shouldn't continue. And that's the end of our pros and cons review of Assemble with Care. Thanks for watching, everyone. And don't get in too much trouble when you say, "Not now, Mom. I'm gaming."